Hello again everyone and welcome back to Skyblock News. I'm your host Derailious, and today we're going to be going over Skyblock Update 0.24.1, which includes some pet item swapping as well as a ton of bug fixes. Before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe, use code RAIL in the Hypixel store for 5% off your order, and use code RAIL or code MILK if you're picking up Hytail. Without any further ado though, let's get started. So to begin here, the standout change today is that now you can swap pet items on pets. So if I take this absolutely terrible fishing XP boost and I go up to my level 200 golden dragon and I right click on it, I can swap my Hephaestus relic with my fishing XP boost for 500k coins. The cost is based on the item already on the pet. So if I swap again, I can swap back for just 25k coins. And if I wanted to just remove the item without dealing with swapping, I could pick up a Super Scrubber here from Plumber Joe for about 25k coins, and then go over to my Golden Dragon, right click on him, and boom, there we go, I get my Hephaestus Relic as well. That allows you to remove an item without swapping to another. Something else I wanted to note here is if you head over to the bazaar, you can now pick up sunflower oil as well as bachelor's roses. And if you were to pick up a bachelor's rose, you can now head over to the current active mayor specifically and click on them and they will visit your garden. Keep in mind I already did this for Diaz today, but this will be an easier way for you to get the new voter's badge. Also, something to note now, the voter's badge requires unique mayor visitors to tier up, so you can't just get the same mayor over and over again, but now you should have a lot easier of a time getting these voter badges. There were quite a few bug fixes also as part of this update, but some of the biggest changes that they've made are now if you go and do a Tarantula Broodfather boss, they should not be infinitely healing anymore. If you're a mining player, now you can pick up a Fillet of Fortune, and it will work when you swap islands, thank the Lord. And also, they have nerfed Lifeline. Yes, they have in fact nerfed it. So if I go over to my attribute menu, and I go over to Lifeline, for example, it doesn't actually look any different, but just know that this is significantly weaker now. I believe it's additive instead of multiplicative, meaning it's going to be a lot worse. There have also been a ton of changes to the garden, and notably the biggest is probably related to the Rosewater Flask. As you can see, your Rosewater Flasks now only go up to 4 growth stages instead of 6. And on top of that, if I were to use this Rosewater Flask on this plot, it doesn't actually work for the entire garden anymore, like not that one and not that one. It'll only work for this specific greenhouse plot. They've also made a bunch of changes to the plant diagnostics tool. If you take a look, the age of the plant is a little bit more accurate apparently. You can now see when a mutation will decay, which is really nice to see. And if you head over to the water level, you can see that it states this crop has enough water to reach full growth, which is great for me because that means I could just set it and forget it. If I get it up to 100, then I'm good to go for this crop. Obviously, not all crops will be like this, but for those that have water levels, it will be very nice for you to see, okay, I don't need to water this one anymore, or okay, I do need to water this one in like 8 hours or something like that. There was also a really nice message update here to the plot limit section of your greenhouse upgrades, now stating new greenhouse plots already come with all of their slots unlocked. This has already been the case since the release of the greenhouse update, but now it is a little bit more clear. There was also a change made to how overclockers operate. If you go over to an item that's not at level 40 or higher, and then you try to apply a overclocker to it, it won't work now. You can only apply an overclocker to an item that is level 40 or higher, meaning you won't be able to just put a bunch of overclockers on an item first and just have it set and forget. You will actually need to interact with the system once it reaches the certain level. There were also a bunch of farming fixes alongside this update. Some of the big ones include warties now actually drop at the rate in which they are supposed to, which is very nice to see. They also fixed sunflowers and wild roses not dropping rare finder chips. They fixed visitors giving low amounts of farming XP for wild roses, sunflowers, and moonflowers. They fixed being able to break sunflowers and rose bushes with weapons. They fixed being able to paste cocoa bean plots for free. They fixed the pig pet being unable to trample wild roses, sunflowers, and moonflowers. They fixed the sunflowers and wild roses planted in the barn plot not growing and popping off as melon stems, which is very interesting. They fixed the delicate enchantment not working on custom crops. They fixed custom crops not being loaded properly across plot borders, which is why, like, at the edge of a plot, Your stuff wouldn't be growing properly. It was very annoying. They fixed being unable to break the bottom half of custom crops with replenish. They fixed some pests not giving shards, which is very nice to see. And they also fixed Vargle showing up as a garden visitor, even when the Great Spook is not active. Also, another pretty long-standing bug has been fixed. You are now able to craft epic Griffin upgrade stones. That was an issue for a long time, but the recipe has been changed, and now it works. There was also a fix made to the Gauntlet of Contagion in which it was giving more drops than intended when killing multiple different mobs at the same time. Some other pretty notable changes here now. If you head over to the Oasis, it should be significantly larger and take up a lot more room in the Mushroom Desert. This was annoying for a lot of reasons, specifically getting some of the Oasis mobs to spawn, but now the area is way bigger. Something else I wanted to note here, if you head over to the hub, and for example, you pick up, I don't know, like a coal block or enchanted coal block, you will notice that the cost of an enchanted coal block to NPC is a little bit different. Now it's 25.6k coins. Wrapping up here, there are a ton of other bug fixes included as part of this update, but instead of reading all the patch notes here for about 30 minutes, instead I'm going to link it down below and encourage you to go through some of the other changes. I tried to go through some of the biggest ones here, but if I missed any, please make sure to leave them down below. I will review the comments and pin and heart whatever I see. Would love to hear what you guys think about this update down below once again, and look to the future, fellas. I'll see you then.